your eyes now, but I know there's always a way. From sunrise till dawn, I'll be here waiting. From sunrise till dawn, I'll never stop. I'll fix you up, make everything much smoother again. I'll fix you up, from sunrise till dawn, my friend. I'll fix you up, with these hands and heart so true. I'll fix you up, Daniel, I'll fix you up. The connections might be tangled, the power source has lost its spark, but every wire tells a story, and I can mend what's torn apart. From sunrise till dawn, I'll be here waiting. From sunrise till dawn, I'll never stop. I'll fix you up, make everything run smooth again. I'll fix you up, from sunrise till dawn, my friend. I'll fix you up, with these hands and heart so true. I'll fix you up, Daniel, I'll fix you up. When the current isn't flowing, when the signals disappear, I'll be here with tools and patience, make the static crystal clear. Every cable, every circuit, every problem that you bring, I'll restore what time has broken, make the whole world sing. So don't you worry about tomorrow, don't you stress about today. I've got maintenance for your troubles, and I'll chase them all away. I'll fix you up, make everything run smooth again. I'll fix you up, from sunrise till dawn, my friend. I'll fix you up, with these hands and heart so true. I'll fix you up, Daniel, I'll fix you up. Hey, Daniel, everything's good as new. Hey, Daniel, I'll fix you up for you.
Well, welcome to the show. Today is one of my favorite judges, Judge Jeffery Middleton. Hey, Gail, how are you? So let's get this started. I do appreciate everybody that is a new subscriber to this channel. Believe me, you don't have to support this channel by giving money. If you can give something to the channel to help the channel, because StreamYard and the internet come out of my pocket. So, that's why I set up the Cash App. It is up and working. If you want to give a few dollars, go ahead and give a few dollars. But you could also help the channel by subscribing too. So let's share screen. Go back to StreamYard, make this bigger.
We're actually doing pretty well here. We've taken care of a number of things in our first hour, and now we're ready to get to business with the duty attorney. All right, we're back. We're going to get right back to work here. Thank you again for saying good morning. This afternoon will be sobriety court, so we won't be streaming that. We usually do sobriety court on Tuesday we switched it today to Wednesday because of the holiday. We had to kind of finagle things. So I said earlier, today feels like a Tuesday, but it is a Wednesday. We're waiting for the jail to bring in an inmate. This is a bench warrant arraignment that was actually, we tried to do it on Monday. And we also have a probation violation arraignment that got crammed in here this morning. Also, is Alexis Emerson here? All right. I think that got set by in a regular course of action by the clerks as a Wednesday 9:30 arraignment time. When people don't know their schedule, like this guy, I'm guessing he's probably asleep. So I had to go wake him up. Good morning, sir. Are you Marty O'Brien?
Yes, sir.
This is Judge Middleton. We've met, but I needed to identify you for the record. This is file 25654ST. Mr. O'Brien, in that case, you entered a plea of guilty to a charge of operating without a valid license. That was on April 29th. I set the matter for sentencing for June 17th. You were going to pay off some other stuff. You didn't show up on June 17th, and we issued a bench warrant for your arrest. In the meantime, you got arrested on some new charges. You've got some other matters pending, including some felonies. We just need to complete the sentence in this case. You'd already entered the plea. No ops is a misdemeanor. It's punishable by up to 90 days in jail. Fine of up to $100, and it carries 2 points. Miss Jeanette Jackson is here from the Public Defender's Office, but there's really not much to defend. You've already entered your plea. I'm going to give you 4 days jail credit, 4 days. You've got other cases that are hanging over your head. $125 or 2 additional days, which will get swallowed up by the time you're already doing. This was mostly just a formality. But I tried to see you Monday, but I couldn't. I ran out of time, and then we were gone yesterday. So I set my sights on Monday. All right. I couldn't make it Sunday, so I set my sights on Monday. All right. Mr. O'Brien, this is one less thing you gotta worry about. 4 days jail, credit 4 days. The minimum allowable fine or 2 additional days, which will get swallowed up by the time you're doing on the new cases. I will see you, or Judge Pattison will see you on that pre-exam conference on the other charges, probably next Tuesday. But this matter's done. You're good to go back about your day. Thank you. Thank you, Ms. Jackson. That was for you, Shayna. I couldn't get it done Monday.
I coughed up, Your Honor. I don't know if anybody else.
Sister Golden Hair. So I set my sights on Monday and I got myself undressed. All right, next, we're going to address the felony cases.
And Your
from-
Honor, I have 2 waivers and a prelim. They hung around. If we could do those before the pleas.
All right, well, we'll do those, then we'll do the probation violation arraignment, and then we'll take up the pleas. So tell me, who are our waivers?
John Deason,
Mr. Deason, would you come forward, please? Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Mr. Deason, I met you at your arraignment. You've waived preliminary examination.
Yes, sir.
Are you still at the Highland Avenue address?
No, sir.
Do you have his current address?
I do not, but I have email and phone number. So I'll have him update that before he leaves.
All right, go out to the clerks and give them your new address and contact information.
Yes, sir.
You don't seem to owe me any money. So the matter will be set for a status conference in circuit court. We want to make sure we can contact you. So go out to the court office and I'll take you with a bailiff. And we'll get that information and then stay in contact with your lawyer.
Okay.
That's it.
Yes,
All
ma'am.
right, is there another one?
Dominic Land.
Mr. Land? Good morning, sir. You're
Good morning.
Dominic Land.
Yes, sir.
You're charged with assault with a dangerous weapon and failing to stop at the scene of a personal injury accident. You owe a speeding ticket of $132, but this is a waiver of preliminary examination.
Yes, sir.
You got a speeding ticket in 2024 that maybe you didn't answer, so it went defaulted. In the old days, they used to suspend your driver's license for that. They don't anymore. But in light of your waiver, this matter will be set for a status conference in circuit court after the first of the year. I want you also to go out to the counter and look into paying that old unpaid fine,
Yes.
$132. Eventually, it could suspend your license. You don't want that. So would you take him also out? Thank you. Jeffrey Broker got a name badge. I'm very proud of him.
Jeffrey Ellis and Dustin Lace are waivers, but they're both in custody, so they are not here.
All right, we don't need to deal with them then.
Julia Westcomb is here and she'll be a prelim.
All right. Mr. Huff, why don't you come up for a minute? I think I already took Ellison Lamb out. All right, somehow in the middle of this today, it was a Wednesday when it got set. We have a probation violation arraignment in Alexis Emerson. Would you come up to the podium, please? Good morning.
Mornings.
You can have a seat. You'll be more comfortable. Hey, I heard your name on the radio. Congratulations. Did you get recognized for service?
Yeah, we all did.
Everybody got recognized by the sheriff. All of our veteran deputies got recognized by the sheriff for their service. Which branch were you in?
Army.
Well, thank you for that. A lot of our guys at the department were in the service. They called you Braden. The second time you got it right. I don't think
A
it,
lot worse.
let's get rid of Mr. O'Brien. All right, this is Alexis Page Emerson. She was originally represented by Mr. Moore. She was charged with operating with an occupant less than 16 in the car and reckless driving. She entered a plea and was placed on probation. Let me find the original judgment. On a charge of operating while intoxicated. She was placed on a 12-month probation in order to do certain things as part of the case, comply with DHS directives, and sign a release. She was placed on probation. Her probation agent is Matthew Huff, and he has filed a probation violation petition. If I can find it, here it is. It alleges that you were placed on probation on April 7th, and you failed to abstain from the use of drugs or alcohol or submit to a test upon request of a police or probation agent. In his report, he indicates that I'm looking for the status report is what I want. You failed to test on August 29th, then tested negative, then a dilute, then a positive. And he was fearful that you were backsliding. And so he filed this probation petition. Are you still at American Axle?
Yes,
Well, that's a plus. Mr. Robert was recommending continue the probation and oppose some jail time. The safest course here, Ms. Emerson, may be get an attorney to help you with this probation violation petition. You're entitled to have a hearing where it must be established beyond a preponderance that you violated your probation. You can also simply admit, and if you do, I would be likely to follow his recommendation of continue the probation and a weekend in jail. But if you don't wish to do that, I can get an attorney appointed to help you with this.
I agree. To go ahead and do the weekend in jail. I think
All
that's
right,
fair.
well, all right, let me ask you a couple things. Did anybody threaten you to get you to plead to this
No, Your Honor.
or promise you anything?
No, Your Honor.
Do you understand that all you got to do is ask me and I could appoint an attorney to help you with this?
Yes, Your Honor.
You could also waive that right and waive the right to have an attorney here to help you. Sometimes when you do something, maybe the best thing to do is just own it and get on with it. But you would have a right to have a hearing where witnesses could be produced, an attorney could represent you. They'd have to establish beyond a preponderance that you violated the terms of your probation. So is that what you wish to do here? Admit that you violated the probation
Yes, Your Honor.
and waive the right to attorney?
Yes, Your Honor.
This didn't move very fast. These things were in late August and it's now mid-November. Let me tell you what Matt says. Miss Emerson has always been in contact during this probation. She has been working diligently with DHS, and she's got her kids back. Unfortunately, she still has an addiction that has a hold of her. I was concerned when the testing report came in for September. She then tested dilute and then positive at the maximum level possible. While we never enjoy seeing this type of report, it isn't all that unexpected. If someone is struggling with addiction, it often shows within the first 6 months of jail. I'm not exactly sure what's going on here. I'm frankly happy if there's a relapse. It happened now while we're still involved. Because you're going to need to stay on this course or you're going to end up in the same straits you were in with DHS. Matt, do you have anything else to add?
No, I think that paragraph pretty much summarizes how I feel.
We're back on track since.
Yes.
Very good. Will you have to get childcare to watch your kids?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. I'm gonna order 1 day jail credit 1 day. I think that'll make the point.
Did you say credit 1 day?
No, 1 day credit 0, leaving 1 day to serve. Scheduled by the probation department. Probation is continued. There's an interesting line in here. She has been working diligently with DHS to get custody of her children and has done so. So I'm proud of you for that. But if you've relapsed, it's all going to come to a crash. So this is a harsh reminder. You got to stay on the path. I think 1 day we'll make our point, but Matt wants to continue to work with you, and so do I. I think you're going to be all right, but it ain't easy. If it was easy, everybody would do it. I say, hey, quit drinking. Yeah, all right. No, it's an addiction and it sneaks up on you. And you were playing with fire in August and early September, but I think you're back on track. All right, you go, Mr. Huff.
Thank you, Your Honor.
And I think you're going to be okay. You just need to stick with it. Thank you, Matthew. That was a tough case with some original bad facts. And she's doing better. She has a good job. I wish her well, but there's a sanction for violating probation. All right, we've sort of cleared the decks of everything for Casey Strong. We always try to do that. Take care of every extraneous thing so we can deal only with her.
Thank you for your patience this morning.
Thank you. Well, we had plenty of other things to do. For all of you that are here, thank you for your patience as well. Apparently, we have 4 or 5 matters that we're going to enter a plea. What are we doing with Mark Judge Thaler? Well, that's Mr. Gibson. We don't know about him.
And
Is he-
Ms. Julia
is he-
Westcomb is the only one who's still here and not entering a plea.
And not what?
Not entering a plea. This one's gonna stay on.
All right, Miss Westcomb, would you come forward? Good morning. Are you Julia Louise Westcomb?
Yes,
You're charged with assault with a dangerous weapon and larceny in a building. This is going to be set for a prelim.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Miss Westcomb, you live on your parents' address on 131?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, we'll set this for here. I went to high school with your mother. You may know that. It was a long, long time ago. But I'll see you next Tuesday at 1 o'clock. I don't see that you owe me any money. So the matter will be set on this assault charge for a prelim. Is there a plea offer here, Mr. O'Bear?
There was, we made an offer of 1 count of felonious assault, dismiss count 2, larceny in a building.
All right, Ms. Westcombe, you posted a $5,000 cash or surety bond with $500. Your bond remains in effect for your appearance next week here at 1 o'clock. All right, stay in contact with your lawyer.
See you next week.
That'd be November 18th at 1 o'clock. All right, we're now going to take some misdemeanor pleas. So let's start with Mercedes Flores.
Morning, Judge.
Couldn't win. We also have Gabriela Flores next door in front of Judge Pattison. Let me find your case. Here it is. This is file number 252130. Yes. People versus Mercedes Alicia Flores. It's alleged that in the Florence Township, on July 16th, that you did possess methamphetamine. That's a felony punishable by up to 10 years imprisonment and a fine of up to $15,000. You're here with your lawyer, Casey Strong. Also present is Chief Assistant Prosecuting Attorney Joshua Robert. Mr. Robert, what's the status here?
The offer is for the defendant to enter a plea to use of methamphetamine. She appears to be eligible for 7411 probation. Our office would have no objection to that probation.
You agree, Ms. Strong?
Yes, I agree, Your Honor.
Ms. Flores, what you're charged with is a felony. The prosecutor has agreed to dismiss that felony and reduce it to a misdemeanor called use of methamphetamine. We get lots of these. Use of methamphetamine is a misdemeanor. It's punishable by up to a year in jail and a fine of up to $2,000. He mentioned something called 7411. That's a special kind of probation, which is under the public health code. It's found at 333-7411, and we call it 7411 probation. It is a kind of probation that is eligible only for first offender drug offenders. And if you successfully complete the probation, the charge could be taken off your record as a public record of conviction, and there would be no record of conviction. Understand?
Yeah.
Is that what you're going to do?
Yes, sir.
All right, I've got your advice of rights waiver here, but let's go through it for everybody that's here. Do you understand that if you plead to this charge, you'll be giving up your right to have a trial in front of a judge or jury? There will not be a trial. Do you understand that?
Yeah.
If you had a trial, you'd have the right to be represented by an attorney. If you could not afford an attorney, we would appoint one, which is what we've done here. Ms. Strong has been appointed to represent you. You could also, if you had a hearing, you could have a trial. At the trial, you could testify on your own behalf, but you don't have to because you have a right not to testify. And if you did not wish to testify, the judge or jury could not hold your silence against you. And you have the right to be presumed innocent unless the state was able to prove your guilt beyond a reasonable doubt. So give me a minute here. You don't have any previous drug convictions in our jurisdiction. You and I have met before. You've paid all your outstanding fines. Let's talk about this case. You've kind of been playing with fire a little bit, Ms. Flores. And if you start playing around with methamphetamine, you're going to get burned up. According to this, there was an incident where an assault was alleged on July 16th out on Lutz Road. Is that where you were living?
I wasn't living there. I was walking down the road
Where were you headed?
back towards the rivers.
And did you get in a scuffle with somebody?
Yes, my best friend's fiance put her hands on me. And so I called the cops, or the house that she did it in front of, they called the cops, I'm assuming, and then the cops came.
All right, were you homeless at that time?
No. Oh, I was at the shelter, the women's shelter.
Okay. Anyway, they searched your backpack and they found a small amount of methamphetamine
It was
residue.
an empty bag, but yeah, they took it to the lab and tested it.
And had you been using meth?
Yep.
All right, well, again, that's a slippery slope. What are you doing now?
I'm living at my dad's house. I just got my permit a couple months ago.
Yeah, you and I have had some traffic matters and some other things. So you got your driver's permit?
Yep.
That's good news.
Yeah, I just have to take my driver's test to get my license. I'm looking for employment. I've been filling out applications on Indeed.
What kind of work have you done?
Healthcare. Nursing home.
Do you have a CNA?
No. No, I just do dietary.
No. What about places like McDonald's or those kinds of places?
Yeah, I worked at McDonald's before.
Where does your dad live?
5th Avenue by the high school.
All right, you had a River Drive apartment, but you're now at your
Yeah,
dad's?
that was my apartment. I'm not there no more.
All right, I think that's better circumstance. Mr. O'Bear, you have any objection to 7411? I think I'll just go ahead and do the sentence right now.
No.
What does that consist of?
Well, I'll tell you here in a minute. Means you can't use any drugs or alcohol.
You have to go to the DRC.
Yes.
Okay.
Had you done some of that before?
A long time ago.
Yes. All right. Well, I don't want you to go down the rabbit hole of methamphetamine addiction because you'll disappear at the other end like a little speck. All right, I'm gonna put you on a 24-month probation, which means you can be discharged at the end of 12 months. I'm gonna order 10 days jail, credit 1. And of those 10 days, 9 are deferred. I'm not gonna put you back in jail if you do what I ask you to do. If you don't, there'll be at least 10 days and maybe more. There's a $75 fine, $75 crime victims' rights fee, a $50 state minimum fee, $150 attorney fee, $960 probation oversight fee, which I expect will be cut in half. $13.10. But if you do it in 12 months, we'll subtract $480 from that, which would be about $830 due in 1 year. So you're gonna need to get a job. Alcohol, drugs, and testing and substance abuse counseling and treatment as directed. The last lady that you saw in a probation violation, we were testing her at the day reporting center. She'd been clean for several months and then she started to relapse and was messing around with dilutes, and then she was positive twice. And so I put her in jail and she's gonna get back on track. If I tested you today, what would be in your urine?
Um,
Would you be positive for meth? All right, well, it isn't easy to stop. If I just say, hey, stop using meth, it's like say, hold your breath. You need methamphetamine like you need a hole in the head or 6 or 8 holes in the head. It's gonna ruin the rest of your life. So we're gonna try to go on a different direction. Would you test positive for marijuana also? All right, no marijuana, no alcohol, no methamphetamine. And so in order to do that, you're gonna need some treatment. First thing we need to do is get you clean. If you can't stop using meth, I can help you get clean by giving you 30 to 90 days in jail as an initial detox. This was a very minor case, and so I'm not putting you in jail, but you can't use it. And this is gonna be a lot harder than it sounds. When did you last work?
Last year.
It's hard to work when you're not rooted and you have a methamphetamine problem. But I'd like to see you, and so would your dad, I'd like to see you get your life on track. Where are your kids?
I don't have them.
Oh, all right, but are they here in St. Joe County?
No, they're in Kalamazoo and Branch.
All right, why don't you take this form downstairs to the probation department? We're gonna get a test to determine what your baseline numbers are. And then you're gonna continue to test negative. Well, if you end up in jail, and we'll get a forced detox, maybe start from there. Mr. Gibson, what's your client going to do?
Mark, the chancellor is asking for preliminary exams on both of his cases. And I need to talk with Josh about 2 other cases.
All right, are you Mark Duchatier?
Yes, Your Honor.
How do you say it?
Du Chatelier.
Duchatier. You're charged with larceny in a building and larceny in a building, 2 separate counts, one alleged to have occurred on 8/8. That's 251935. And another one that allegedly occurred on October 15th. Larceny in a building is a felony punishable by up to 4 years imprisonment. Let's see what else I can tell about this. Oh, that's Miss Flores. You live in South Bend?
No, I currently live here, yeah,
Here as in where?
3 Rivers.
Okay. Oh. We get these cell phone. The first one. No, that's the second one. Is alleged to have occurred in the city of Three Rivers. Main Street ladies by stealing cash. Your charge is a second habitual offender, making this punishable by up to 6 years imprisonment. That allegedly occurred on August 9th. He entered the building with someone's card and stole a bag of money, allegedly. And there's video of this. $500 cash. Now it says here you have 3 priors for armed robbery, receiving, concealing, but that isn't charged on the complaint. So that's the August allegation. The October allegation.
I think that's a clerical error, Your Honor.
What's that?
3 priors.
It might be because they did, that was what in the affidavit. It was not in the prosecutor didn't charge it, so it might be a mistake. This is alleged to be at Walmart. All right. August 26th. All right, you want preliminary examinations on both of those matters? I guess you're entitled to have it. One, it looks like you confessed, and the other one looks like there's a video, but we'll.
Your Honor, place on the record, there was an offer made of 1 count of larceny in a building, no habitual, and 1 file with restitution on both. So we'd be getting a deal, 1 whole case would be dismissed as well as the habitual offender. If he wants a preliminary exam, that offer would be revoked and there would be no further negotiations on the file. The circuit court, as you indicated, he did confess in at least one of the cases. So he's putting himself at a disadvantage.
All right, you can discuss that with your attorney as the week goes through.
Excuse me, Your Honor.
Yes?
There was never a confession made to any of the alleged.
I was taken to TRPD and interviewed by Sam Smolcom. Duchatelier admitted finding the phone in Walmart, not returning it. Said he was gonna bring the phone back, but it got stolen from him.
Finding a phone is not taking a phone, Your Honor.
All right,
So
well,
they-
we'll find
that's-
out.
that's a
Stop, don't say,
manipulation.
don't say more about it. All right, preliminary examination. Let me see if I've got an address for you. Portage Avenue. Is that where you are now?
201 Portage Avenue?
Yes.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Both cases set for prelim, November 18th, 25 at 1 o'clock. Looks like we're going to be busy that day. If you do have the prelim, as Mr. O'Bear said, all plea offers are withdrawn. I'm not sure where that armed robbery stuff, that was in the affidavit, but it wasn't charged that way. If they can find it, they probably put additional habituals on there. Are you on probation or parole anywhere?
Not currently, Your Honor.
Not now?
No.
All right, I'll see you next Tuesday at 1 o'clock.
Thank you.
If you want to talk to someone about that, if you want to.
Oh, okay. My nose is sore. All right, back to Ms. Strong. Antonio Wilson, would you come forward, please? Why don't you have a seat? Excuse me. I don't think I met that gentleman before. Yes. You can take this one out too, please. Jumped around on me. Good morning. We've met, but are you Antonio Wilson?
Yes, Your Honor.
Here with your Lord Casey Strong. Mr. Wilson, you're charged with malicious destruction of property over 1,000 or less than 20,000 and assault with a dangerous weapon. That is alleged to have occurred on April 18th in Lockport Township. It's alleged that you destroyed a window cabinet countertop that belonged to Christopher Moorsman and Linda Bennett. That's a felony. It's punishable by up to 5 years imprisonment and a fine of up to $10,000. And it's alleged that you made an assault upon Christopher Bennett with a dangerous weapon, a brick. That's felonious assault. That's punishable by up to 4 years imprisonment.
Your Honor, I'd like,
Mr. Robert is here, along with your lawyer, Ms. Strong. Apparently, this is being reduced to a misdemeanor charge.
Yes, the offer is for the defendant to enter a plea to FDOP 200 to 1,000. We have no objection with him being placed on a higher probation.
And dismiss the assault charge.
Correct.
Do you agree, Ms. Strong?
That is the offer, Your Honor, yes.
I was a little unclear about this. Oh, there's the affidavit. All right, it's alleged that you were at Puma Drive, which is in Tamarack and Lockport Township. Who lives there?
Christopher.
And he lives there with his girlfriend Daisy.
Well, he just jumps back and forth from my house to his house,
Okay.
and she just follows him wherever back and forth.
Where do you live?
60899 Arthur L. Jones Road, my mom's house.
Okay. Who lives at this Puma Drive address?
His mom.
Okay. All right. So what happened this day? Did you get in an argument with him?
Oh no, my sister called me crying, saying that
Daisy's your sister, correct?
Yeah.
Yes.
little sister, and she called me crying and stuff, saying that her boyfriend hit her, beat her, or whatever. Then I was with my mom at the time, and then she called my mom, so we went and picked her up, and we were just gonna go get her clothes and stuff from his house, but the door was locked. But when I picked her up, she had marks and crying and stuff, like she had marks all over. Then we went to go get her stuff. Then he was you could hear him at the window, but you couldn't see him at the window, but he was just laughing and stuff while she's trying to get in. And then after she threw the brick at the car, I picked up the same brick and threw it at the window. I didn't know he was standing there though.
It shows Antonio damaging the car doors. Now, the complaint says a window, cabinet, and countertop. So the brick must have John Christopher Mooresman and Linda Bennett. So that's his mom is Linda Bennett.
I guess.
So it was their house. All right, I certainly see why this is being turned into a misdemeanor. But I'm gonna need some more information before I do this. Do we have a restitution amount yet?
No, Your Honor.
And the guy's older than me.
Wait a while, you'll be older than everybody else. I think I'm older than everybody else in this building. I'm not sure how that happened. I'm older than everybody else by some. Well, let's see, Ms. Strong, you can't ever come to court on days when we hold court, so let's see if we can find a place to put this.
Hey, you can tell Ty and John about Mondays, but they need me on Mondays.
You're not as bad as someone who should remain nameless named Rhonda I. She's very hard to schedule.
I try not to be hard to schedule. But
Well, just because she jets off to the Caribbean every other week.
Yes, that has,
I'm just a prisoner of the 8th
that
District
has
Court on
something to do with
Mondays.
it. It seems to me I've got you scheduled for a Wednesday in the immediate future.
Yes, we scheduled, I believe it's December 3rd
That should
at
work
11
out
o'clock.
good. Yes, Caleb Evink
Yes,
and
and
Sylvester
Sylvester Moore.
Moore. All right, let's set this. It's gonna be a busy morning, but we'll set for sentencing December 3rd. At 11. Mr. Wilson, you've got a couple of unpaid speeding. You got a no insurance, speeding, and failing to yield. You owe $820 worth of unpaid traffic tickets.
It's 600 now.
Okay, so you've been paying on it? All right, very good. I saw you paid your other stuff. We'll see how you do with that. This probably seemed like the thing to do at the time. You're probably angry. He's in there. Problem is, the stuff you broke didn't belong to him.
Yeah.
But I certainly understand. Now, we'll talk about HYTE, stands for Holmes Youthful Trainee Act. It's kind of probation. If you successfully complete it, it wouldn't show up as a conviction on your record. We'll talk about that at the time of the sentence. All right, don't get any more trouble and stay away from this guy until we sort this out. Yes,
He
go ahead.
lives at my house.
Oh, he lives at your house?
Yeah, he's been at my house since the incident. Because this incident was at the beginning of the year.
So he lives where you live. He's back with your sister.
I thought
All
we
right.
kind of kicked this under the rug.
All right, well then I'm not gonna deal with that. I'm not gonna make you move out because he moved in with your sister. Don't get any other disturbance with him.
Oh, yeah, please.
I think maybe your sister could do better. All right, you're good to go.
You're all set.
All right, thank you.
And then, do you need him to check in with the counter to set up?
He's on a payment plan. He's been paying on his
Are
other
you gonna
stuff.
do a PSI? Does he need to?
No, I just want the police report, victim input, and the restitution of figure.
So the probation meeting, just sentencing and also this meeting.
All right, thank
You're good to
you.
go.
I don't. It resides in this little yellow box, so if you ever need it, that's where it is. That door keeps slipping and sliding, and sometimes it locks. All right, that's Antonio Wilson. He did execute an advice of rights, and I told him in person advice of rights. He's had some traffic matters and some other things that he's dealt with, but he's a nice kid, but this wasn't a very good judgment. Catherine Owens. Good morning, ma'am. Are you Catherine Owens? All right, let me get up to speed here. The world's going about 70 and I'm going about 45, so,
It's okay. I'd rather you not rush to judgment, so.
okay, thank you. The thing is, I can only do one case at a time, so got that going for us. File number in this matter is 252202, People versus Catherine Owens. Allegation is that you made an assault upon Gregory Owens on October 25th with a dangerous weapon, a glass wine bottle. That is a felony, the way it's charged, punishable by up to 4 years in prison and a fine of up to $2,000. Second count is domestic assault. That's a misdemeanor, punishable by up to 93 days in jail and a fine of up to $500. Let me make a note here. Mr. O'Bear, what's the plea offer?
The offer is for the defendant to plead to count 2 domestic violence first offense. Our office has no objection to this being a deferral of probation.
All right, let's break that down. They're going to dismiss the felonious assault charge for a plea to domestic assault or domestic violence. That's a misdemeanor, punishable by up to 93 days in jail and a fine of up to $500. Now, I just put that other young lady on a probation called 7411, which is a kind of probation which allows you to take the charge off your record. They also dismissed a Homes Youthful Trainee probation, which is another way to do it. There's a special kind of probation for first offense domestic violence cases, where I could put you on a probation, send you to the women's domestic violence classes and have a successful probation, in which case the charge would be taken off your record and be made non-public. In that one, I can only do it if the prosecutor consents. The other ones, I can do it whether they like it or not. But generally, we're on the same page. In these cases, I can't do it unless the prosecutor agrees. In this case, they do agree that I can put you on that domestic violence probation. Ms. Strong, is that your understanding of the plea offer?
Yes, Your Honor, it is.
Yours as well, Ms. Owens? I don't believe I've ever met you before.
I haven't. I've only been here for about 5 years, and I haven't had any issues since being here, so.
All right, well, let's talk about this. Did anybody threaten you to get you to plead to this charge? Or promise you anything?
Just.
Now, you heard me go through the advice of rights and you've signed one. You understand there will not be a trial here?
Yes.
All right, let's see what we can see here. On October 25th, they got dispatched to River Drive. He had blood all over him. And they said you hit him in the head with a bottle. And you'd been drinking. And did you and your husband, is Gregory your husband?
Yes.
And did you and he get into an argument?
Yeah. Yes. He'd showed up home about 6 or 7 hours late from work. And we have a long, extensive history of domestic abuse on his part.
Yes.
So it kind of reached an apex for me. And that was kind of the accumulation of 21 years of abuse from him.
And you hit him in the head with a bottle?
Yes.
I have a special program for women's domestic violence because their issues are different. And very often, domestic violence defendants who are female have been domestic violence victims. In the movies, it looks funny when they hit somebody over the head with a bottle, it breaks. They're breakaway bottles. Early in my career, I had a homicide where a man hit his wife in the head with a 7-Up bottle, the old green glass 7-Up bottles, and it killed her. So it can be very dangerous. Had he been drinking also?
I'm not sure. He's been drinking a lot more lately, coming home a lot more than he ever has, so I don't know if he was really.
All right, 112 River Drive. Is this the little apartments across from the dairy bar?
No, it's the Riverbend apartments are there, or the river, and then on this side, there's about 5 houses on,
Oh, okay.
and mine is the first one. On
Those were very fine houses in the day when I was a kid. The problem is they flood.
Yeah. I really do.
But they were, one of more have been torn down, but they were very, very nice homes.
Yeah.
All right, well, I'm going to need more information. I'm gonna need victim input, police report. Any photos? Are you on probation or parole anywhere? Have you ever previously been convicted of a domestic assault?
No. No.
You posted $300 a bond. Often the booking information will give me a blood alcohol level. I don't see one in here.
They didn't breathalyze me.
All right. Anyway, Ms. Strong is hard to schedule, and so I'm gonna set this for sentence for December 3rd at 10:45. I have some sort of an informal hearing or something at 10. Hopefully I can be done by then. So that I think puts 4 Casey Strong cases between then and noon. I didn't give that last guy notice.
I'll make sure he gets it.
Give you one. Where are you staying?
Over the summer, I happened to meet.
Your Honor, on the live stream, given the circumstances.
Well, I mean, but you're
Yeah,
not
could
staying, you're not staying in the same house with Mr. Owens.
No. I'm still
All
in
right,
St. Louis.
and what town are you in?
I'm still in Three Rivers.
Okay.
I'm on
I
foot,
just
so
didn't-
I don't have a vehicle or anything. I have no money, no vehicle.
Do you need a bus pass to get back to Three Rivers?
Not today, I won't.
All right. Do you need one to get back here?
No, my friend has been helping me
All
out.
right. All right, all things being as they are now, I expect to put you on a probation. It's gonna include no drugs and no alcohol. And the domestic violence treatment course, and maybe some other things. If I gave you a test right now, what would it show?
Maybe low levels of THC.
All right, this also will include no marijuana. Marijuana is lawful for adults in Michigan, but if you're on probation, you can't. But we're gonna need to get you resituated. You're gonna have to get a place and a livelihood, and I don't know what the prognosis for you and Gregory Owens is, but
I'm intending to divorce. This is it for me. This is the felony charge scared me enough that this is not who I want to be. It's not who I was ever meant to be. And
all right, well, hitting someone in the head with a bottle, it can be very dangerous,
yeah,
as I indicated.
wasn't in the right
But
mind.
you were straight up about it. You didn't hitting somebody, you allegedly may have hit you, then it got escalated when you used a bottle. So the prosecutor has no objection to the deferral, and I think that's a good outcome. I think you could use some of our domestic violence class for ladies. You're good to go. I'll see you on December 3rd.
Thank you so much. Yeah.
Joseph Mishka. Good morning. Let's take a look at your case, sir. There's no rhyme or reason to how they're in here. They're not alphabetical, they're not by case number, they're just in there. So let's take a look. The complaint in this case alleges that on or about October 25th, in the village of Constantine, that you assaulted, resist, obstruct, or oppose David Loza of Centerville, Constantine Police Department, and a domestic assault upon Zachary Stephen Woods, resident or former resident of your household. Mr. Robert, is there a plea offer here?
There's an offer of attempt R&O and assault and battery. Our office would have no objection to a height of probation.
Do you agree, Ms. Strong?
Yes, Your Honor, that's my understanding of the offer.
All right, attempting to resist or obstruct a police officer is a misdemeanor. It's punishable by up to a year in jail and a fine of up to $1,000. Assault and battery is different than domestic assault in that it takes the domestic relationship out of it. If you lived in the same house, it doesn't carry a firearm restriction, but it is a misdemeanor punishable by up to 93 days in jail and fine of up to $500. Do you understand the plea agreement?
Yeah.
Other than that, did anyone threaten you
No.
or promise you anything?
No.
All right, so this happened near the Harvey house. Had you been drinking at the Harvey house?
Nope.
You just happened to be there?
Yeah.
Do you live in Constantine?
Yep.
How old are you?
21.
Who is Zachary Woods to you?
That is my brother.
All right. And what were you guys fighting about?
He was saying something about my mom.
And what were you drinking?
At the time, just I had one Modelo with me.
One Modelo?
Yeah.
They say you were good and drunk. What had you been drinking?
I had beforehand. I had half a pint of Crown Apple.
I can't tell from looking at this what time of day it was.
It was evening.
All right, so he punched his brother. Upon contacting Mishka, he was yelling and uncooperative. I gave him commands to come to me. He was told to put his hands behind his back, attempted to pull away. They'd lived together. He was taken to the ground, so a bit of a scuffle with the cops. What do you do, sir?
I work at Peak Plastics. They're in Constantine.
What's it called?
Peak Plastics, LLC.
How long you been there?
I say maybe a month or a little under a month.
Do you and your brother still live together?
No.
All right. Casey, I can't fit this into that day.
Judge, I think you read off about a RNO, but I don't know that he's under any type of admission or agreed.
All right, well, yeah, all right, fair enough. Did you struggle with the police? They told you to come over here and they had to kind of take you to the ground to put the cuffs on?
Not when they were putting cuffs on, no. But yes, I was up on the deck and they told me to come down and I didn't. And then the police officer came up, got me, put me in cuffs, took me down, and then we was walking to the car and he threw me to the ground when I was jerking.
Okay. I don't have a PVT or anything here. Are you on probation or parole?
No.
All right, I don't know about HYTA, his cavalier attitude right now, not making me think he's a great candidate for probation, but we'll see. Let's find a place to put this. Well, I would put it on Wednesday, the 10th, but I have a jury trial set there, and I think that might actually be a jury trial, perhaps our first one of the year. Are you available on Wednesday, December 17th at 10:30?
Unfortunately, I have to be out of the office that day with childcare issues.
I'd agree that she could just bring the child here and.
I mean, she would love it, but I would have to get special permission from the court.
Well, I don't want to go all the way into January. If you're only available on Wednesdays, it makes it very difficult to do anything.
If I promise the 3rd will be quick and easy.
It won't be.
Okay.
Let's tell you what's on there. Sylvester Moore, drinking, driving, Caleb Evink, another drinking, driving,
Owens and Wilson,
Owens and Wilson.
but those are all mine.
But
They're all mine. They'll all be easy.
yeah, but I'm tired of not having lunch. I'm tired of having my sentences go till 1:45. So I guess we can try it. I'd rather do that than push it all the way out into January, but not having you available on Mondays is very cumbersome.
I understand. We're working on that.
That leaves only every other Wednesday. All right, we'll have a busy day with no lunch on December 3rd. At 11 o'clock. We'll set it for 10:45, same as the other one. Maybe we get a little bit of a head start. Well, I think I ran out of carbon notices. I have one left. Laura, could you give me some more of those? In real courts, they actually have a clerk give you the notice, but we do it all here. Thank you. Rest of the day. Thank you, Stephanie. This is your brother, and he's probably not terribly upset about this. I don't know what was what. The fight between two brothers ended up with a resisting, obstructing charge. Alcohol's a factor. If I do put you on a probation, you're not going to be able to drink or use marijuana. Do you have THC in your system now?
Yeah,
All right, well, you're old enough to use it, so you might think about whether you really want to do this or not, but we will discuss it further on December 3rd.
thank you.
All right, Ms. Strong, that finishes all of your matters.
Yes, Your Honor, thank
All
you.
right, thank you. All right, it's 11:15. It could be worse. Somehow we always end up doing Mr. Gibson's cases last in the day, and here we are again. We've got a couple matters with Mr. Gibson. Devin Martin and Caleb Hapner. Are those the only two we have left?
Yes.
Your Honor. What are we doing with Travis Elkins? That's Mr. Bush.
I don't have that on the list as a,
Bound over to circuit court. I don't even know why I even have this. I don't even know why it's in here. I have no idea. All right, but we do have two cases involving Mr. Gibson. First is Devin Martin. Good morning, sir. This is file 251308. Mr. Martin, go ahead and have a seat, sir. I met him at his arraignment here with his lawyer, Mr. Paul Gibson. Mr. Robert, what's the status of this one?
Mr. Gibson spoke with Ms. Canfield about the case this morning. She's the one who's been handling this case, has interviewed the victim in the past. Sounds like she wants to reach out to the victim again. So I would ask the court to adjourn the prelim that's scheduled for the next week and just set it out another week so that we can reach a final decision on how to handle this case.
Is that agreeable with you, Mr. Martin, if we adjourn this a couple of weeks?
Yes.
Okay. If we adjourn it 2 weeks, it puts it on Judge Patterson's docket. If it's okay, but I don't really want to do that to him. This looks like it could be a tough case. Today is November the 12th, so 26th. V2. How about if we set a preliminary examination for Tuesday, December 2nd? That'll be on my docket.
That should be okay. It looks like I have a circuit court trial date scheduled, but I'm pretty sure that that's not gonna be going. So as long as
If
those
it
go-
becomes an issue, we can move it. Prelim, Tuesday, December 2nd, 1 o'clock. Parties will continue to discuss settlement with Angelique Canfield. All right, Miss Martin, Mr. Martin, are you still on Parkville Road?
Yes.
All right, I bet you at your arraignment, this wasn't a good situation here. We'll see where we're gonna go, but the matter is continued right now for a preliminary examination for December 2nd at 2 o'clock. Let me give you a notice for that. Are you working somewhere?
Yes.
Where's that?
St. Joseph County Transportation
Oh,
Authority.
yeah, you told me that.
Yep.
I had to just give you a couple of bus passes so you can hand them out to people that show up and need them, but we have some generous benefactors that have gifted us with some bus passes. This will be a Tuesday, December 2nd at 1 p.m. for a preliminary examination unless resolved. And if it is resolved, perhaps we can do a plea at that time, but if it isn't, you're entitled to have a prelim. All right, you're free to go, sir.
Thank you.
All right, Caleb Hafner, I believe he's in custody. He's got friends and family
He's
here.
here, actually.
Oh, is he? Okay. Mr. Hafner, would you come forward? Give me a moment to get up to speed here. That is a problem, Josh, trying to schedule Casey for sentences. It spreads your office around and there just aren't. If I put it on a Friday or a Tuesday or something. But in her other practice, she's very busy on Mondays. All right, this is file number 25. 2084 FY, People versus Caleb Chance Hafner. That's you, sir?
Yes, sir.
And we've met, but again, I need to identify you for the record. Let's talk about your case. In this matter, the allegation is that you were at the Sturgis Hospital on October 10th. You damaged an IV pump, which was worth more than $1,000. So they're charged with felony malicious destruction of property. They allege that you were also a disorderly person. You were drunk at that place, causing this disturbance as a fourth habitual offender. So theoretically, this episode at the hospital on October 10th could be punishable by up to 20 years imprisonment. That's not likely, but that's the maximum allowable sentence if you were convicted of the first felony count. Mr. O'Bear, what's the plea offer?
Speaking with Mr. Gibson, our office has agreed that the defendant can plead guilty to count 2 drunk and disorderly with an agreement that he's gonna pay any restitution requested for count 1.
All right, drunk and disorderly is a specific statute. It's under the disorderly person statute, 751-67-1E, punishable by up to 90 days in jail and a fine of up to $500. Are you going to plead guilty to that charge?
Yes, sir.
Anybody threaten you to get you to plead to that? You have to speak your answer.
No, Your Honor.
Anybody promise you anything to get you to plead to it?
No.
Do you understand that if you do plead to this charge, you'll be giving up your right to have a trial in front of a judge or jury? You won't have a trial. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
If you had a trial, you'd have the right to be represented by a lawyer. Mr. Gibson is here with you. You could also hire an attorney of your own choosing if you wished. You had a trial, you'd have a right to have any of the witnesses for or against you subpoenaed to come to court so they could be questioned under oath. You would have the right to take the witness stand yourself and testify on your own behalf. But you don't have to because you have a right not to testify. And if you did not wish to testify, the judge or jury did not hold your silence against you, and you have the right to be presumed innocent unless they were able to prove your guilt beyond a reasonable doubt. So let's back up. Did you get picked up by the Sturgis police on October 12th?
Yes, Your Honor.
You were passed out in the bushes somewhere?
I was.
A .318. They have to take you to the hospital at 3:02. So they took you to the hospital. I identified the subject as Caleb Chance Hapner due to having to deal with him multiple times this week. I asked him to take a PVT and it's .318.
Your Honor, the defendant's asking if he can confer with me out in the hallway for a minute.
Yes. All right, are you ready to proceed?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, we were taking a plea to being drunk and disorderly. You were pretty drunk. Do you even remember this?
I remember falling out of the car and my mother was there and she informed me that I tried to walk and run and immediately fell and hit my face. I don't remember that.
Do you remember being at Sturgis Hospital?
There were points that I remember, like when this machine had fallen over, it was kind of like an oh crap moment, you know.
What were you drinking?
Liquor.
Yeah, that would do it to get that high. Although I've had people get that high drinking beer, but that's like 25 beers. What kind of liquor were you drinking?
Whiskey.
What kind?
R&R.
Did you mix it with something?
Sometimes.
You just drink it out of the bottle?
Sometimes.
Well, last time Judge Pattison gave you 90 days in jail. He had one earlier this year. He gave you 4 days. Last time he gave you 90 days. It goes without saying you have a terrible alcohol problem. It started when you were a kid. We had a couple of MIPs and open intox and that sort of thing before you even turned 21. Now the police are dealing with them on a daily basis for being drunk in the street. In the 90-day case, he does still owe a little bit of money, but he probably doesn't even know it. Judge Pattison just gave him 90 days in jail. So, Mr. Gibson, what do you?
Your Honor, may I just briefly indicate that the defendant just recently graduated from Sacred Heart. He was at the rehab there for, I think, approximately 3 weeks. And he has a doctor that has written a note today that says, with the mental health disorders Mr. Heffner is working on, it is my opinion that rehab would target Mr. Heffner for, the doctor's recommending that his treatment providers are recommending that he go to another rehab that is a 4-month program, or I think a 5-month program at, where is it at?
Guiding, it's in Grand Rapids.
It's in Grand Rapids, and they want him to start that program this week, I believe. They want him, in a sense, to go from the Sacred Heart and then go immediately into this program. And he does have, someone is here that is one of his treatment providers that would like to speak with the court if the court would be willing.
Yeah, I'd be willing to hear it. His parents are here and a treatment. Why don't you come up to the podium? Rhonda, is your client here?
She is, and I'm negotiating with Angelique right now about a resolution of that case.
Okay.
She had a driving permit, but she can't find a copy of it, and it expired. It's moved over here.
All right.
I'll be back to update you.
Good morning. Would you state your name?
Lauren Frank.
And you work for Pivotal and you're our liaison at the jail?
Correct.
And you've been doing great service for us. And I thank you for it. I sent a little note to your boss telling him what a good job you were doing.
Thank you.
What do you know about this case?
I encountered this client, his first stay in jail and then his second stay at the 90 days. At 90 days, he voluntarily engaged in treatment with me. We had set a plan, one that resulted in us coming back to jail, but since then he is taking my treatment recommendations very seriously. It was my recommendation that he engage in this 4-month intensive inpatient treatment following his rehab. He has not tried to deviate from that plan. He has not tried to exit that plan in any way. He's been very agreeable and realizes that we are in a state that he has a problem. I encountered him the night of his arrest. He was remorseful and said it was an accident repeatedly, even drunk, and then again while sober. We talked through what needs to happen in order for him to recover and gain sobriety, and he's been very agreeable to that.
Well, that's good to hear, because you're gonna die if you keep doing this. Mr. O'Bear, do you have a thought here?
No, if that program is what's best for him, I support him doing that, so maybe we don't have further criminal contact.
Well, yeah, we keep giving him 90 days in jail and he gets out and then here we go again. So I'm all in favor of this. This is hard to do. A, these programs are expensive, and B, there's waiting lists to get in. And Miss Frank's been working magic to get people eligible and into these programs. So you look good today. Your parents are here. You got a tie on. You look clean cut. When did you have your last drink?
The 10th or the 12th, sorry.
When this deal went down?
Yes.
How'd you happen to see him the night of his arrest?
Sturgis police called me and asked me to come to the hospital. The moment I got there, they were leaving to bring him back to the jail, so I met them at the jail.
I didn't know you provided 24-hour service, but
Attempt to
maybe you didn't
when
do
I
it.
can.
All right, let's see. How long were you in jail before you bonded out?
3 days.
I went in on Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and then was
You
released.
got out on the 15th. All right, I'm gonna order 12-month probation, 90 days jail credit 5, leaving 85 days to serve. Of the 90 days order, 85 are deferred. I'm gonna hang the jail over your head. Fine is 0. $75 crime victims' rights, a $50 state minimum fee, $150 attorney fee, and $480 probation oversight fee. We'll reserve on rest. Do we have a figure for restitution?
No.
We'll reserve on that. Let's add that up. Mr. Hapner, what kind of jobs have you done?
I've done construction, mainly. Construction.
Are you on other medications?
I am.
And you're taking them all as prescribed?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, I would like to see you get back on track too. This is a dead end street. All right, as a condition of your probation, no drugs and no alcohol, substance abuse counseling and treatment as directed. Follow instructions from Pivotal when you sign a release. We'll try this. Ms. Frank, I really greatly appreciate your service. As I said, we can just keep giving people 90-day jail sentences. Don't solve anything. Although the relapse rate from treatment is also very high, but I think at least we should try it.
Okay, do I have your permission to share your diagnosis? Judge, may I say one more thing?
Yes.
During his 90 days, when he was with me and I could provide the once a week treatment, I did discover something that had been missed in his previous course of treatment. He's given me permission to share. Caleb has OCD, and that's been a driving force for him. And so now that we are treating both conditions and I have made it protocol to do so wherever he goes. We are now seeing the results of that. I know we are in early stages of recovery, but that makes a big difference. So I'm hopeful that this round of treatment and taking that diagnosis into consideration, he is then getting the appropriate course of treatment.
Very good. You don't need to keep coming seeing me, but this started out, and when you have a predisposition to alcoholism or there is a substance abuse disorder, it starts out with a couple of MIPs and a drunk and disorderly, and then all of a sudden here we are in our adult years, and it has an unhappy ending. I'll check this form right here downstairs to the probation department. It's a condition of your probation, you not drink any alcohol or use any controlled substances, including marijuana, not to get in any other criminal trouble. And you're to comply with all the directives of Pivotal, which includes going into a residential treatment program, an intensive inpatient. I think that's a star. This is a problem you're not able to beat. And it gets to the point where almost it's fatal. Certainly, if you fall asleep in the bushes in December, they're going to find you in the morning frozen. That's not an outcome anybody wants. All right, Mr. Elkins, you go downstairs. Ms. Frank, it's nice to see you in person. Thanks again
Thank
for
you.
all the work you're doing for us. All right, good luck, sir. All right, you're done, Josh. I've got one case left with Angelique, but we'll wait for them.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you. Thanks for your help today.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, good luck, sir. All right, I have one matter which is set at an unusual time. It's a final pretrial with Kiana Holt. And because Miss Ives is so hard to schedule, I stuck it in here. So let's go back. I hope good things for Mr. Hapner. I think 4 months of inpatient would be a good start. Hi.
Hi, Judge.
This is an unusual time for this, Abigail. I appreciate what that, puts an additional stress on your office when we set these outside the mainstream, but well, we're almost done. I have a meeting at noon.
Hopefully you'll get your lunch today.
We've had a lot of no lunch days. I had lunch yesterday because we had the day off. I didn't have lunch Monday. I ate a cold piece of pizza on the way to the meeting that I was late for. I don't really like lunch meetings, but the judges are hard to schedule, so we have a lot of them. All right, it looks like I've cleared all that out. Do you know if we've reached a resolution in this case?
I don't know if she has her license yet.
All right. She was talking with Angelique. Not sure where we are here. What did I set this for? $10:30. Well, this is called Hurry Up and Wait, the world's most boringest live stream, but we'll let this run a little bit rather than shut it off and come back in. Watching somebody type. Oh, there's. Hello, Luke.
Hey, Judge. Josh.
Josh just finished a couple minutes ago.
Okay. Thanks.
And I'm just sitting here waiting for her to show up. Where? Rhonda Ives is here with you. She's been working with prosecuting attorney Angelique Camfield. Here present with us is Assistant Prosecuting Attorney Abigail Stoll. Prosecutors agreed to dismiss the charge of no operator's license if you plead to another charge called allowing another to violate the motor vehicle code. That carries no points. It doesn't get abstracted to your driver's license. It won't affect your ability to get a license. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Other than that, did anybody promise you anything to get you to plead to this?
No.
Or threaten you?
No.
Do you understand that if you do plead to this charge, you'll be giving up your right to have a trial in front of a judge or jury? There will not be a trial. Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
If you had a trial, you'd have the right to have any of the witnesses for or against you subpoenaed to come to court, so they could be questioned under oath. If you had a trial, you'd have the right to have any of the witnesses for or against you subpoenaed to come to court, so they could be questioned under oath. And you'd have a right to be presumed innocent unless they're able to prove your guilt beyond a reasonable doubt. We have a written form that has all that on there, but we didn't do that, so I thought I'd just tell it to you.
Okay.
Were you driving a car on that day, March 21st?
Yes, Your Honor.
Where were you going?
To get food for my.
All right, so the ticket was at 8:40 at night, Michigan Avenue and Spring Street, Three Rivers. You live in Sturgis,
Yes.
but you were in Three Rivers?
Yes, my mother was staying at the shelter, the domestic shelter, and I was staying at a friend's house that night, and her body was just hurting, so she asked if I could go and get her some food, and I said yes.
Now, your dad's a Three Rivers guy.
Yeah.
But now lives in Sturgis. And who's your mom?
Brandy Brown.
Yeah, that's right. So she's a Sturgis. So, all right, that's kind of a weak excuse. Whose car were you driving?
My mother's.
All right, and so you drove all the way from Sturgis to Three Rivers to get some food to take to her at the domestic
No.
assault shelter?
At the time, my mother lived in the domestic assault shelter, and I was staying at a friend's in
In Three Rivers?
Yes.
Okay, I
Yes.
got you.
Yes, now we live in the same apartment complex.
You and your mom?
Yes, the same.
Okay, good. Now, you've been working on getting your license, but it isn't going very fast. Tell me about what's going on.
So you need a car that has no lights, they pretty much nothing wrong with it. And the only car available to me with like no engine light, no nothing on is my great grandma's car. And she left for Florida in August, I believe.
All right, so you need a car to take your driver test in.
Yes,
All right.
I have the money, I have everything else.
All right, you don't have a very bad record, and I see why Miss Campfield did this. Now, are you working somewhere? Because this is gonna be expensive.
I babysit my cousins at the moment. I make about $300 a week.
All right, well, this is a $75 fine, $75 crime victims' rights fee, $50 state minimum fee, and $150 attorney fee. This is about the fourth trip Miss Ives has made here, but we did resolve it, $350. There's no bond. You're gonna need a payment plan. All right, I'm gonna have to ask the bailiff to take you out to the counter. You can set up that payment plan. This won't go on your driving record. Rhonda, while I got you, can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
We've got what may be our first jury trial set for December 10th. That Han domestic assault case. Is that case making any progress? Does it still look like it's gonna be a trial?
Well, I, I'm hoping that it is, resolved because, I have another trial that day too in, Hillsdale County. She was doing some things that Ms. Campfield had asked her to do, so I'm hoping we'll be able to find a resolution.
Well, that's good news. Then I have a couple of Tim George cases, Alexander Conley and Daniel Carey. All right, well, I'm hopeful.
And then I do have a question for you. I took, no one stepped up to the plate to take Jordan's duty week next week, and I took it.
What happened to that?
Well, her husband's having surgery on the 18th.
Oh, okay.
So I agreed that I would take her duty week because I didn't have anything going on.
Did you swap weeks or you just took the week?
Oh, we swapped weeks. She'll
Okay.
take my week in January.
Okay.
But, during that week, a lot of cases got given to me on the 5th of December.
For the 18th?
No, misdemeanors, because last week
Okay.
was, so all the things that came in when you were doing arraignments last week,
Yeah.
all those cases came to me. And all those are set for exam on the 18th, but most of them got set for a attorney pretrial. The misdemeanors got set for attorney pretrial on your attorney pretrial day on the 5th. Now, the good news is that Tim George owed me a lot of cases, so almost all of them are going to him. But I've got approximately, it looks like 3 cases, that I'm not, I was gonna see if Ms. Harden would take a couple of them, but there's one where I'm already on the felony case.
Well, you're not here on the 5th, right?
Correct, yeah.
Or the 12th or the 19th or the 26th or the ever again.
Well, I am here on the 12th.
I would encourage you to discuss settlement with the prosecutor in advance.
Okay.
And we can try that, or if we have to adjourn them, we can adjourn them.
Well, I thought the one I might adjourn to the 12th because Judge Pattison already has the felony file. It's Miss, oh boy, I got it in my bag. I can't remember which one it is. But Miss, whoever that person is, I thought maybe if we could put that one on the 12th, I would keep that one and keep it with Judge Pattison. And then there were, I think, a couple more that I might just see if Jordan can take, or maybe I'll try to work them out ahead of time. The problem with so many of these people, they won't return my phone call.
Yes.
Or they don't have numbers that are any good that they provide.
Well, and it's always, and I tell the people, you need to contact your lawyer. Then they show up the morning of the pretrial. We have 50 pretrials. Right now, we're not as bad as we were. We have 28 separate cases, maybe 20 separate defendants. That's more manageable than what we've been having. But there'll be some more set between now and December 5th, a few more.
Yeah.
All right, well, we'll do what we can do to work them out, but if you need to adjourn them, what you suggest there makes sense of moving that one from the 5th to the 12th.
I figured that one would probably, I mean, I know you guys like to, if it's on your docket, you like to keep it on your docket.
If it's simple, I don't mind, but if it's some complicated, bad case, I don't want to dump it on them, but
Sure.
that one sounds like it just makes more sense to go that way.
Well, maybe we'll do that on that one, and then, I was gonna see if Miss Harden, a couple of the other ones would just kind of take them and I would owe her a couple.
All right, I hadn't heard about that week swap, but thanks for letting me know.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna stop the live stream. I got a brief.
That's it for today, ladies and gentlemen. Now, guys, I broadcast every day at 3:00 p.m. Central Time, 4:00 Eastern Time. If you like this content that's on this channel, please do me a big, huge favor. Please subscribe to this channel and help this channel grow bigger. That's all I ask. Well, that's it for today, ladies and gentlemen. Ta-ta, ciao, ciao, and have a wonderful rest of your evening. I will see you guys tomorrow.
drawing near. Never give up on this heart of mine. Put it back together every single time. To all you do, from the highest peak, I can see it through. With your care and touch, everything's okay.